Very recently, I found myself interacting with two very intelligent, responsible, articulate Igbo men younger than myself. One was Okechukwu Croft. The other was Chiemerie Nwankwo Ede. My interactions with them were encouraging because they demonstrated to me that even though there is a lot of work to be done, there are people one could hope to do the work with. Croft sent me a message that we should be patient, be tactical, be strategic as we engage in the often thankless job of repositioning our beleaguered and beloved Igbo society. We have no option than to love the society that gave birth to us. For so many reasons, I have to love this society. It has the best culture in the world, the only culture that can put the world right without anybody being a lion to his fellow man. That's number one reason. Number two reason is that it's my culture. It's my people. So I have no option than to love them. So Croft gave me compelling reasons why we have to be very patient, very loving, very kind as we do what has become a labor of love to us, pointing out the way our ancestors did things, the way that worked. The present order is not working. I was encouraged because that was a vote of confidence. Croft acknowledged that we are doing a good job, but he recommended that we exercise a lot of kindness. And he gave compelling reasons, as I noted. He said that the present generation is not the generation that derailed. The present generation is only doing what their fathers or our fathers did before them. And 20 years is enough time for a people to get off the right track. Then I promised, I pledged that we will have a conversation, and I will still have a conversation with him. Then today, I had these exchanges with Chiemerie Nwankwede. Very innocently, very respectfully, he tried to describe the Igbo character. He got a lot of things right, but he mentioned something that was totally out of our character. He noted that we had a martial tradition. We don't have a martial tradition. The Fulanese have a martial tradition. There was a martial tradition in the Oyo Empire. By the way, there was a Fulani Empire, a very massive empire that the British only stopped. I mean, that was stopped only by the British. Rome was a martial empire. Britain was a martial empire. Benin was martial. The Igbos were not martial. And there is nothing to be ashamed in not being martial. There is nothing to be ashamed in not being militaristic. Japan and Germany stopped being militaristic and became modern. Britain itself also stopped being militaristic and became modern. The problem, as I see it, is after the Igbo society was basically destroyed by the British Empire, transmission of knowledge stopped. What the Igbos began to transmit was what the British thought the Igbos should transmit. Not and what the British thought the Igbos should transmit was not about the Igbos. It was what the British cooked up that would make the Igbos amenable to be colonized. So what they designed as Igbo knowledge, what they designed as Igbo education, we are generally contrary to everything you find in Igbo culture and history. And by the way, the institutions of learning themselves were destroyed. Go to the Things Fall Apart again, you would find Okonkwo calling the five sons into the Obi after Nwoye had joined the Christians and admonishing them, telling them how the house would be even after he had gone. That was a school. All these were destroyed. What took their place were the British schools and the churches. And what was transmitted to Igbos there was what the British wanted the Igbos to learn. And did the British have good motives? Certainly they didn't have. They had no good motives. They had no good plans for the Igbo people. If they had good plans and motives for the Igbo people, when they arrived West Africa, what they would have done was to work with the Igbos to democratize the society. But what they did was to destroy the Igbo democracy and enthrone autocracy, which they had begun to get rid of in their own Britain. They hated the Igbos, so they demolished the Igbo democracy. I know this is going to be very difficult for Igbos to swallow because you cannot talk about colonialism among the Igbos without talking about Christianity. And today, a good majority of Igbos have become Christians. And as we all recognize, what is religion? According to Karl Marx, the great social theorist, opium of the masses. If you can question a religion, you will not belong to that religion. But the Igbo people have to ask questions. They have no option than to ask questions because if they don't ask questions, they will disappear. And can they disappear? They nearly did between 1966 to 1970. No other nation in Nigeria has faced such a fate. This is enough to make the Igbos to ask questions. Thank you.